Oh, hello, you're wrongin'. Hello, YouTubers. Hello, TV world. Oh, what a day. What a day. Have you seen it yet? Have you seen the statement? Holly Willoughby, have you seen it? Well, they do say that less is more. But she literally stepped over everything. Everything. Mentioned Philip Schofield once, Phil. But this is a masterclass of damage limitation and crisis management. It's a masterclass. It's pure genius. Now, I don't know whether you noticed this. Watch it again if you want, if you can find it, and it's everywhere. But she's reading auto cue. She's not doing this off the cuff. I think that was Playtime Thursdays for Phil and Matt, wasn't it? Off the cuff. Stepped over everything. And the only thing that will save them is if the shareholders are happy. Now, it was a statement of nothingness. It didn't really say anything. We'd heard that it could be the first 15 minutes of the show. And what was it? It was barely 60 seconds. There's a comedy opening there, and I'm just thinking about not taking it, to be fair, because I need to be serious with this. I mean, it started with a deep breath. Run the auto cue. Are you okay? No, I'm not, Holly. No. I've got a million questions. Some you won't answer. All right, TV. Or that odious individual, Martin Frizzell. Did you see him this morning? There's a video on Sky News where he comes out of the house and somebody's trying to doorstep him and go, Martin, what about? And he goes, do you like aubergine? 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 It's 2023. You middle-class twerp. Aubergine? Who eats aubergine? Perverts. Unless it's an emoji, of course. But, so then the journalist is so thrown by him going, do you like aubergine? That they're not asking questions. They're really flummoxed. And he goes, yes, so today on the show we have so-and-so and so-and-so, so-and-so and so-and-so, and Holly Willoughby. And he gets in a taxi and legs it. Again, a masterclass. He knew he was going to be doorstepped. He knew the journos were going to ask some questions. So he's just thrown them by, instead of answering their questions, going, do you like aubergine? Depends from which end. Are you feeling okay? Says Holly. It feels very strange. Less of that, Holly. You can't do that in public. Sitting here without Phil. Really? And she says, I'm sure you're feeling as I have. I'm sure you've been feeling as I have. No, I wasn't in Portugal at my £8 million house sunning it for the last fortnight. Some of us can't afford that. You're wrongin'. She says, shaken, troubled, let down. No, we're laughing at you, Holly. We're not shaken, troubled or let down. Did you address the toxicity at this morning? Well, they're the rumours. People have been saying it. Former employees have come out and said it. People that have worked within and with the team on this morning are all coming out with the same message. Toxic. And now young Phil, the fiddler, he's definitely toxic. So Holly continues, straight to camera, deadpan. Worried for the well-being of people on all sides of this story, with what's been going on, and full of questions. Well, actually, Holly, I am full of questions. I've got loads of them. Would you mind addressing these? Because I think it's only when you address these is there any chance of this being recoverable, because I don't think it is. My first question would be, Holly, what caused the fallout? I mean, you were sat there with a face like a smacked arse on that sofa for weeks. So what caused the fallout? Was it the child abuser, Timothy Schofield, the man that was jailed for 12 years for inappropriate behaviour with minors on May the 19th? That'll have been just when you legged it to Portugal. Has it got anything to do with that? Has it got anything to do with Philip, I lied, Schofield? Or do you just want to throw him under the bus? Because it's a great negotiating point. The fact that you're now Queen of the Castle and Philip is no more. He's off to the coast with his mother, and amazingly, the paps find him and take some pictures of him cuddling his elderly mum. I mean, his hair's whiter than hers. He's in his 60s, though. Didn't it go white when he was 19 and had a diet in the 80s? But is this Holly, a very clever businesswoman? She's made millions, so she's got to be a very clever businesswoman. Is this her playing the game and renegotiating her contract with ITV? Because Phil's gone, so she's the queen. New contract. Or is this the contract renegotiation in public on the telly and using the BBC offer as leverage? Because that's what they do. Oh, I've got an offer from the BBC. There it is on the table. So what do you want to do? What we're going to do? I mean, look, I will hold my hands up. I know I'm taking the mickey, but she's damned if she does and she's damned if she doesn't. But let's face it. Phil the fake, the liar, she's an airplane blonde. Who will co-present this morning? Will it be her? Will she stay? Should I stay or should I go? The Clash once sang. Will ITV rethink the pairing? So there's yes, of course, Holly, I am full of questions, but mainly about what you knew about Timothy Schofield, what you knew about the runner, the personal PA, the personal runner to Mr. Philip Schofield, Matthew McGreevy, 3 years ago. Now, we've known about Phil. I've known about Phil for decades. It's just been an open secret everywhere. Nobody really cared. We didn't. And Holly continues in her deadpan statement on autocue. You, me, and all of us at This Morning gave our love and support to someone who was not telling the truth. I think the words you're looking for are, or is, liar. Who acted in a way that they themselves felt that they had to resign from ITV and step down from a career that they loved. That is a lot to process. Oh, come on, Holly, you work in daytime telly. You work at the sharp end. You know what it's about. We're getting lots and lots and lots of reportage about your character, about people saying a bit frosty niggers, bit of an ice maiden, doesn't really interact with other people. No, I get that. It's showbiz. I get it. Because, you know, one person can meet me on one day and go, oh, he's a bit standoffish. And then somebody different can meet me on a different day when I'm having a fabulous day, or I've won £1 million on the lottery, and they go, oh, he was lovely to me. That's how showbiz works. But there's lots and lots and lots of people coming forward going, Ice Queen. And it's equally hard, I'm sure Phil and Matthew would agree, certainly on Playtime Thursdays, to see the toll it has taken on their own mental health. Oh, come on, Holly. He's been pictured with his mother having fish and chips at the coast. You don't, look, I've had, sadly, very close friends of mine decide that they needed to take their own way out. And if anybody is feeling like that, and if anybody has been watching this story and feels that they need to talk to someone, please find, there's lots of organisations that you can find just talking therapy, so you can talk things through rather than do as Philip is suggesting he's going to do. Do you want me to die? He's not saying I'm going to take my own life. Do you want me to die? Because that's where I'm at. Well, who's he saying that to? He wasn't saying it to me. He wasn't saying it to the audience. He said it in the Sun interview. So who's he saying it to? ITV? His management company? Holly? Holly continues, because there's not much more. She was barely 60 seconds long. I think what unites us all now is a desire to heal for the health and well-being of everyone. We're just a viewing audience, Holly. We're not interested in this. That's you. I mean, are you trying to get everybody this morning to rally round you? When they all say that you're standoffish, you don't really speak to other people, other human beings. And then she says, to round off, I hope as we start this new chapter, blimey, honestly, chuck him under the bus. Howie, everybody, let's get on with it. We're famous. New chapter? In what book? Whose book? I mean, it's very clever speak. It's masterful speak in PR terms and crisis management. I hope as we start this new chapter, we're all moving forward and we're stepping over all the shite that's happened recently. We don't care. We're moving forward. And by the way, we got rid of the bad man. And she says, and get back to a place of warmth and magic that this show holds for all of us. Warmth and magic. I thought that was incontinence. We can find strength in each other. I think that's what they were doing on Playtime Thursdays, which got them into this trouble in the first place. I mean, there was no personal reflection. It was, are you okay? No personal reflection at all. There was for me, there was no integrity, in my view. There was no speaking honestly. It was all, I'm sure it's all about the share price, keeping the shareholders happy, stepping over as much as possible so it's all forgotten about in the past. Less is more. It's Holly's biggest moment of her career. I agree with that, but the amount of damage limitation and crisis management that they must have used, but what everyone has decided to step over is her face like a smacked arse before she went away on holiday and before young Philip decided to retire, to retreat gently into the background. I want to know what caused it, because it was in the press, it was everywhere. But everybody's forgotten about that because it's 2 weeks down the line. We have Dame Caroline McCall in front of MPs during the week. Oh, honestly, not my circus, not my clowns, but I am going to watch if I can. I hope they broadcast it live because it'll be brilliant. I want to see what comes out of her mouth. I mean, would you agree? And you can comment as much as you want on this video because I would like to know how you feel and how you think about this whole situation with Philip and Holly and ITV and This Morning, whether it should be binned and then that time mid-morning on ITV be rebranded as something else. ITV's next moves, what do you think they're going to be? Are they a busted flush? Are they done? I mean, there are still serious questions to ask of Philip Schofield, but if we can find him, because I think he's away to the coast for some fish and chips. And another big question is, why isn't anybody speaking to Matthew McGreevy? They're saying he's in his mid-20s, so he's old enough. Why aren't they talking to him? How much is he being bought off with? Now, the press are not naming him, so is there an NDA in place that we don't know about? Literally, Matt McGreevy's been airbrushed out of this whole story. Airbrushed out. And he was only moved when he professed undying love to Philip Schofield at the National Television Awards in 2018. Oh, how dangerous is that? That could have killed his career. And that was it. John Jones, the guy who got 1 million subscribers, set off the confetti cannon when Philip was having a little tete-a-tete with young Matt in a restaurant. And he said to him, well, Schofield thought it would kill his career. So there's no truth in the rumour that the monumental statement given by Holly Willoughby that Rich Boy Sunak is going to ask us to, at 8 o'clock tonight, stand on our doorsteps and give a clap for Holly Willoughby. I hope you've seen it, so you'll know what I'm talking about. But Holly Willoughby, she's as genuine as Bill Gates' concerns for humanity. Watch it. And the BAFTA for insincerity goes to... I mean, I've mentioned Drop the Dead Donkey before, where they've used apocryphal stories from news media. And they put the stories in Drop the Dead Donkey and nobody believed them. I mean, is this now beyond parody? I think if the public start making funny out of this, then we know where it stands with the general public. But if they just walk away from it and don't watch This Morning anymore and don't think it's funny and it's beyond parody, we also get where the general public, the viewing public, are at with this. Will it be used in future dramas and nobody believe it? So my take to round this video off: Holly was about as sincere as Matt Hancock crying on Good Morning Britain. It's all taken care of. It's all airbrushed. It's all sanitized. There's no authenticity to it. There's no, if you or I were dealing with something, we would allow our emotion to the surface. We would allow ourselves to be genuine and authentic. And that way, the person either watching us or talking to us gets it, really gets it. But watching Holly this morning, from grooming minors, lying and cover-up, to infantilizing you and I, the viewing audience. Where do the This Morning family go from here? Philip, I lied, Schofield, he's toxic. Him and his people will try and rehabilitate him in the eyes of the audience, but will there be more stories? I think there's more to come, if you pardon the pun. And Holly, she's a parody now. I mean, if it was a boxing match, her and Josie, it was a heavyweight versus a flyweight. Holly actually could be finished once the audience walk away from This Morning. So it's Holly's biggest day of her career. Is it just them stepping over to get away from it, get the story behind them, and then move on? Is Philip going to keep popping up like whack-a-mole? And is there any more stories to come out about him? Who knows? But I would love to hear your thoughts. Put them in the comments, and as always, I will respond to them, because anybody taking the time to comment on any of my videos, I believe is worthy of a response of some kind from me. My name's Adrian Allen. Thank you for your likes. Don't forget to like the video, please. Your subscriptions. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel, because that helps, and there is more stuff coming soon. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, but most of all, your indulgence. My name's Adrian Allen. Enjoy your day, and I shall see you in the next video.